All right, here we are ready to jump into the insanity as our brave adventurers are facing off of a newly awakened Tarrasque, just a bit groggy from everything. So, been taking it pretty easy, not been totally focused on our crew. So, it's been a light bit of life as one of us has been swallowed and the rest are hurriedly trying to place a restraint, needing it to be submerged fully in water in order for it to take effect. The other three being successfully placed. With that, we will begin with Alistair.
Okay. It's on. Okay. Yep. So, can the Big Beast hand travel up the Tarrasque?
It can float, so just how far is the movement for it?
Okay, so it can get up. Yeah, that's actually art department. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to go down its throat to try to grab Venom.
So how far can the hand move?
Yeah, so that's the thing. The hand can move 60 feet.
So, where'd he just go? I just dropped him. Oh, let's do it this way. Okay, so he was here, so 5, 10, 20, 40.
Okay. It's
He's
good.
not 10 foot down the throat.
Well, okay. It's going to do, the rest will do a strength save versus your spell save.
Oh, good.
To prevent hand from getting down throat.
That's a DC 17.
Nobody tell Sayori that I'm putting Bob Yuri in his mouth, okay?
Oh, that is only a 16.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
So
10 feet down the throat.
So yeah, how far down the throat is Venna?
We'll say I believe about 25.
Okay, so and I don't think I can like dash action the hand.
No.
So it's on its way. We'll call that plan B in case Venna has got a better plan for getting herself out. I guess then what he will do. I think what here is actually going to be useful. So it was moving away from the fountain, like it's moving away from us at the moment, right?
Yes.
Okay. I need to stop it from doing that. He's gonna. Oh, actually, no, because that's a concentration spell. Nope. Oh, that's a problem. A lot of his things are concentration spells.
Excuse me.
So. Come on. He's just going to. Okay. We'll give this a shot. He is going to run 30 feet towards the back. Because he's going to hit it with a ray of frost to try to get its attention. And if the ray of frost actually hits, that will technically slow it, its speed.
Okay.
He's gonna hit it in the no parts, Matt.
Basically. That is essentially what's happening. He wants to get its attention.
In the portal parts.
Yeah, the portal parts.
So you're finding a ray of frost?
Ray of frost.
All right.
And I just remember this is probably not going to work, but Alistair, we're just going to go ahead and say Alistair didn't remember it any better than I did. That is going to be a 26 to hit.
A 26 to hit. Goes right in there, hits the skin, and bounces directly off and hits Alistair.
Great.
Roll your damage.
Right.
Cool.
The no part. I mean, glad it's not hitting you in the no part.
There we go. Alistair takes 12 points of cold damage, and
Oh,
Alistair,
right in the same part you're aiming at, definitely.
absolutely,
Ah!
Now it's
he
good
just
to-
crumples. Son of
Like
a...
space balls with the mirror.
I think Alistair should be glad right now.
The
that
swords is
Alistair
strong
does
with this
not
one.
have a heart. Just try explaining that to your significant other.
All right. Anything else, Alistair?
Nah, that's all he's got.
Naylan.
Okay. Art department.
Yeah.
With 40 feet of movement, including climb speed, and 30-foot starlight step, could Nayland get to the mouth of the Tarrasque?
Yes, but you're gonna need your starlight step because you're prone right now.
Got it. Let's do it.
Whee! Hello! How many things can we stick in here?
And so the whole time she's just sort of muttering like, this is so fucked up. What the fuck have I gotten myself into? Jesus. And
Nayland's too
Matt.
thin to be held.
I would like to attempt to drop a stink bomb into its mouth to encourage it to throw up.
Okay, what says did we give these stink bombs?
Did we what?
What stink bombs are these?
Oh, these are just items that I purchased with my original 250 coins when we first made our character.
Lord.
They're just adventuring gear.
So what's the stats on? What do they say? That's what I'm asking.
So it's a smelly explosive. You can throw it. Explodes at the start of my next turn. And the mechanic that is in it is to like make someone poisoned. I don't necessarily want to poison him. I just want to make him sick.
Okay.
But I can. But
I mean, you
it
can throw it
says-
in there.
yeah. Okay, I throw it in, and then I don't want to stay here, so I think I will take the falling damage and drop out.
Oh, just let go. Ah!
And that's it.
Very good. That is 11 bludgeoning.
You got it.
Perilous Weaver.
Here I am again, staring at the south side of northbound Tarrasque. So its tail is approximately how far from the fountain?
Oh no, it's like right there, but you guys just can't seem to get it in there.
Cool.
Wow, that sounded dirty. Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna attack the only thing that won't lead to immediate pain. Can I Eldritch Blast the water in the fountain to attempt to shoot it towards the Tarrasque's tail?
You need to submerge it. How many times?
I want to essentially annoy him with the water, or at least start the pre-soaking process.
I'm done with you all.
All right, begin attacking the water, I suppose.
Okay, PW will do that. So he'll reach out, begrudgingly tear a small hole in reality, and out will fire some Eldritch Blasts into the water in the water fountain. And I repel that water 10 feet.
Okay, so we'll say you're beginning to kind of have it. Yeah, so there's almost more like a continuous blast as you're just sort of letting it begin to soak. If someone wants to augment this might be able to turn into something. So I do think the water's successfully pushing around. And I think at the wet tail, they're going to legendarily throw a building back there.
Who we throwing it at?
Perilous.
What? Would I have time for a bonus action, or is this a reaction of theirs?
Go ahead. You can take your bonus
Where's
action.
my building?
Okay. My bonus action is that I disappear from where I was standing and warp to a space 30 feet further away from the building that was about to crush me.
Okay. I'll allow it. Yeah, so whoom, as the building comes down. Boom.
See, one of the comments that was circling my head essentially changes places with me.
I'm putting you over this way. You can't see it. Hold on. You're over this way because if you go 30 feet this way, you're going to wind up in lava.
I go however amount of distance needed to just avoid being crushed so that I can maintain my string of eldritch blasting wave into the water.
Okay. So I'll put you more like there.
All right.
I call out. Well, the tail job is at least started, if anyone would care to help.
Deep within the bowels of the Tarrasque, it is Vena's turn.
Does anything happen on Vena's turn?
No.
Awesome. She will. Well, only thing she can't do. I'm assuming blinded and everything.
Blinded, restrained, can't teleport.
That's the important part, isn't it? And she'll take out her rifle then and shoot blindly, hoping that the innards is a little bit less sturdy than the outside.
Yeah, so disadvantage.
Yep.
The skin is thinner on the inside. It's the same.
Ooh, 16.
A 16. Unfortunately, I would say with this, it becomes too close to the muscle and doesn't get enough to go through.
23.
23. Feels like a little bit of a shot, but it ricochets oddly and just shoots out the mouth.
Ooh, so she is going to use her Silver Barb's advantage for the last shot to get a flat roll. Not one.
Oh,
Bonus action, she will drink a healing potion.
okay. So now at the start of Tarrasque's turn, the digestive juices will do you 65 acid damage.
Jesus.
I will reaction absorb elements to take only 32, right?
Yes. Alright. Then let's see here. All these things happening to the Tarrasque. I think we'll become aware. Let's see. I believe Alistair's within 30 feet.
Alistair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, within the tail, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to swing their tail towards Alistair. For 24 to hit.
Barely.
For only 19 bludgeoning and knocking you prone.
Oh, I just knocked everyone's pets out of the box.
I'm going to go ahead and take a claw at Nayland at its feet. For 33 to hit.
Yep.
It comes down, instantly penetrating the rib cage and coming out the other end for 28 slashing damage.
Okay.
Bear's Weaver's a little too far away.
It's almost like he decided to do that smartly.
So, yeah, it's going to try a bite on Nayland. That is a dirty 30.
Yep.
For 40 piercing damage.
Okay, I'm down. Next, Nayland.
And I think it's going to then go ahead and
How's that smoke bomb doing in its stomach?
swallow the body, the current form of Nayland.
Okay.
So did she shoot past Vedna? That's
Right with Fenna. Woo! And Then it'll go ahead and continue its 60 feet rampage.
Towards people or away from everyone?
Kind of away. It's sort of doing its thing. You kind of don't necessarily engage, just attack whatever's around it.
Yeah.
Does the fist in its mouth like prevent it from moving, or
No. Just sort of... Because it made it save, it just sort of like moves it back and continues. No, it didn't make it save, that's right. So I would say... You know what's so funny? I would say the fist goes all the way through, so... I do believe it comes out the other end.
Ooh.
did it push Venna out with it?
I would say I like this idea. Let's go ahead. I think Venna gave me a dex save to grab onto the hand.
Dex save. 15.
That's exactly the DC I wanted. So you grab and so you see Venna holding onto this hand, taking out the posterior of the Tarrasque, and taking out whatever Nathan looks like. And we're back to Alistair.
I mean, I guess it's good that Venna's out, but this thing is now 60 feet away from where we need it to be. And I think Alistair just kind of looks at Venna and shrugs. Like, I am not convinced we have any way of doing this at this point. Because we cannot physically force this thing to do anything. We can't do enough damage to incapacitate it. There's no other water.
I may have a way I can try, but we need to survive first, I suppose.
You know what might help your survival is just a brief trip to that fountain over there.
Can't do enough with that one. Actually, all right. It's the one thing he can think of. Like, you can't do it with him. I know you keep telling us it has to be submerged. I still don't know exactly how much water that is.
It's 5 feet.
5 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alistair turns, looks at the fountain, reaches out his hand. He's going to use shape water to freeze a 5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot cube of water.
Okay.
We're going to take this with us. And actually, he'll then have his hand grab the frozen water. And we'll start chasing after the Tarrasque.
Very good. Then let's introduce the Nayland.
There is just the crumpled mass of an elderly woman on the floor. Oh shit, what the freak is going on? Let's see.
You just exited that Tarrasque's portal parts.
Gosh. That's just a typical Tuesday. You know how it is. Let's see. All right. Looks like this big guy, this big boy is running away, eh? Okay, I'm gonna cast plant growth in front of him to try and slow his retreat through the town.
Very nice. So plant growth?
Yeah, so I'm gonna make everything overgrown in front of him, and it's going to reduce his movement by a quarter. Or I guess it's reduced to a quarter of what it was. You have to spend 4 feet of movement for every foot that it moves.
Nice. Very cool. That'll reduce it down to 15. So plants go. Describe what you feel like happens when you cast this all around. What's the type of plants? And
It's like roots and stuff. Really brown, nasty, disgusting shit comes up from the ground, and just makes it like sort of like you're walking through like twine. You know what I mean? Okay, that's an action. Let's see. Can I do anything with a bonus action? Let's just Hunter's Mark him. Let's just do it. All right, that's it for me now.
All right. Then Perilous Weaver.
So is it out of range of my water pre-soaking treatment now?
Indeed. But there is that cube of frozen water that is there.
Can I... PW will scamper so that he can look ahead of where the Tarrasque is heading to see if there are any bodies of water in that direction. Just trying to peek.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
You've got what, 30 feet?
Yeah. Plus 16 for 21.
21. Looking ahead, there are no more bodies of water. You do see, like, there's a few broken pipes where there's little bits of streams that might be utilized, but nothing like the fountain. The fountain is the biggest water in this town.
Okay. Is there anything that looks like a trench or anything that's like a lower area that seems to be coming up?
I would say you could definitely see things like that.
So my thought is to look for something that we might attempt to put the water in that he's going to have to walk through.
Yeah, I think you definitely see a few suitable things with that 21.
Okay. We'll point out the nearest one, and I will... Let's see. Yeah. So PW will scamper in that direction towards that first trench or opening that we can see that might be a good opportunity to fill. And he will attempt to... If I Ray of Frost the ground, does that do anything to interrupt his stride?
No. Unfortunately.
Fair. Then I will... PW will reach into his chest cavity and pull out a short bow.
Nice.
He will twang for a plus 19 for 25.
Ooh, that hits.
Okay, 5, and it does 4 piercing damage.
Amazing. Half to 2 for its resistance.
Bink! I hit it, and I try to wave so that it encourages it in the direction of the trench.
Nice.
Come
on.
Call out to it. Stop trying to swallow my friends.
Do it, swallow them.
This ends his turn.
Venna.
How far is Venna from Alistair's cube of ice?
Well, I said it pooped you out about like halfway through, so 15.
Okay, she will go pick up the cube of ice. I mean, it's really heavy. Can she do that?
5. That's a good question. What's your carrying capacity?
Strength times 15, right? Is that still the 105.
All right. Okay, so see, cube of ice would be about 1,785 pounds.
Okay, never mind. I tried. Um, sorry. To okay, she will try to cast. So there is still water on the tail of the Tarrasque from whatever PW did, right? A little bit.
Yeah, the pre-soak treatment is holding.
She would like to cast watery tentacles.
Okay.
And tentacles made of water will shoot out from her back. And she'll control all of the tentacles to grab at the tail, trying to essentially soak in water, though it's like spell controlled water.
Nice. Is there a DC for that spell?
Strength save, DC 24.
24. Okay. Go. Let's see
Can I
how it
gain it?
goes. That is a 30.
Boo!
Let's see. Okay, last spell slot, Silvery Barbs.
Oh boy.
Oof.
That brings us to a 14.
Woo!
So it's at least the tail is grappled in water.
Yeah, so the warp tentacles move around, giving a moment as its tail. Ooh. Oh my goodness. And it comes. All right. It's going to look behind itself and do a thunderous roar, which is a 150-foot cone.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna hit PW because it starts off small and grows big. But it's getting the other three.
It's like, what is that? Okay, so that's Venna, Naylan, and Adric for a con save.
Oh, 22, the highest I can get.
21.
27.
27 is the DC.
Jesus.
All right, so for fail is 59 thunder damage,
Jesus.
Okay.
Accidentally coming up.
and the save is 29 thunder damage.
And everyone remember that when you go to 0, we have that boon.
Goes back and said PW. You'd say was within 15 feet.
No. PW is all the way over there. Here, I'll show
I
you.
avoided.
Oh. So the thunder spell still didn't get him?
No, because it has to come out of his mouth, and he's 40 that way.
Oh, I see. Very nice. Then he's going to throw a building at PW
Yeah, it seems fair.
for a nat 20.
That doesn't.
That is...
Hey, PW! Catch!
And no one else is within 15 feet of them, is it?
PW, no. I'm sure. Oh, I actually did hit him. Here, PW, hold on to that roof.
So...
You see one of the spending comets jump in front of me and give me resistance to the damage that's about to
He's
destroy me.
screaming.
Nice. So damage coming at you is 54 bludgeoning.
So halved would be 27?
Yes.
Okay.
So the lights flash, throwing off bits of the building. saving your Matotassi as we go up to Alistair.
Okay. So it turned around, meaning its tail is now way farther from me than it was before. So do we have a sense that Vena's watery tentacles are acting as submerged, or
So, Armar's doing that for its thing. The tail is staying put because of what Vena did.
okay?
So it kind of turned its body more or
Okay.
less. I think she was just more doing it for the
Gotcha.
but because that's. But I don't want to take away the rare success against the Tarrasque.
Okay, so
Well,
then I
that
do
is-
believe that I am 30 feet from the tail.
You're
That-
15 from the tail because you moved up 30.
Okay. I think I can do this all in one turn then. Alistair is going to run by Vena and grab the restraint. He's going to bonus action is going to be the Bigby's hand carrying the frozen water up to the tail, which I think he can just release that from being frozen.
What is the capacity of a big bee's hand?
It does not say because I don't normally. I'm realizing now I'm not sure they assume that you're going to use it to carry things.
I say let him have it.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, I because the grasping thing is all about being an attack to grasp an enemy and crush
Well,
it.
because it has a okay. So that would be 26 times 30. Because it's got a strength score of 26.
Oh, it does have I'm sorry, you're right. It has a strength score. Okay.
And it's large. So let's see here. What does that give us? Oh, here we go. And so, all right. So it can drag the thing of ice.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say because it's got the forceful push too that I can use. So okay.
Mm-hmm.
So can we get the ice there, melt it, and attach the restraint?
Well, how are you going to mount it?
I think. Let me look at it. Again, I think the problem might be that I'm. Let's see. It does not say if you can actually unfreeze the water. So, I don't know. Maybe I can't. How close is the tail to the fountain at the moment?
That's 60 feet away.
60 feet away. Okay. So I can't use it to move the water.
Can I ask a question? Sorry to interrupt. About how
Fine.
far is Vena from the tail?
You're 10.
10. So when Alistair passed by and left Vena's 5 feet range, could Vena have casted a firebolt at the ice? Not at Alistair, but at the ice.
Yes.
So that would give, like, it will hit it, like, when it's 10 feet or so, I don't know. Right? Kind of.
Yeah, so you're trying to melt. You're trying to use that to melt the fire, the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say this. Let's do an Arcana check. This is a tricky bit of magic. So let's call it Arcana 23.
26.
There we go. So it gets out there. You let it go as the water drips and flows all over, submerging the restraint. Because you put it on, right?
Yes, that's Alistair still should have his action. He's used everything
Yeah,
else.
you have your
right now.
action to do it.
So he has an action to attach it.
It activates. You push it on. And it clicks as all the restraints begin to glow. With that, the Tarrasque staggers, shaking the ground with its unsteady titanic step. It sways and tries to lean on a nearby building for support. As they shine brighter, the building collapses under its bulk as the shine reaches its apex, and all at once returns to a steady dim glow upon each shackle as the Tarrasque falls to the ground in a quaking crash, sending clouds of dust into the air. After several moments where the uncertain silence is broken only by the Tarrasque's heavy breathing, Samath makes his way out of the rubble, the fox-like form clambering to the top of its unconscious body as he yells out, "Fantastic work!" Now, you realize it is only sleeping for the moment because you do have control over it. What do you all do?
PW needs to roll a dice right quick. PW votes that he gets Samuel Jackson and just gobbled unceremoniously by the Tarrasque.
With that, it comes
okay.
up and devours them. And now, with a single unceremonious stomp and bite, the Tarrasque vanquishes its longtime tormentor.
See, we fed you.
And now you need to give it some type of direction.
Oh, whoops, sorry, I didn't know that button did that. Ooh. Do you think we're still gonna get paid, or...
Tarrasque must move. Where do you point to the Tarrasque?
The MS must move. Okay.
Where are the nearest people we don't care for? Can I see any in the immediate vicinity?
Can we get any kind of sense of the lay of the land? Where's the closest direction to get him out of the town?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to move him out of the town and just let him go in a straight line through the Outlands from this point, that's a definite choice.
I believe we wanted to send him to the gate in Torch, right?
No, I don't think we want to send him through the gate town. He'll destroy the gate town on the way.
Can we try to plan a route that will go around the gate town?
Well, that's what I was trying to get at. Is we can get him out of the town first. If this is like an immediate, he has to move. Then try to figure out a direction in the Outlands that is like into the hinterlands or something, like away from all civilization we know of, and just send him on his way.
So here's the thing with the Outlands.
Yeah.
It just sort of moves. So you can make your best guess, but that doesn't mean that just,
Oh wait, can we direct it to? Oh, never mind. Then I wouldn't know that. But then I heard about it. Can we direct the Tarrasque to one of the portals to Zemnit's realm?
To whose realm?
The Beholder God.
Oh. I don't know if we know where any of those are, other than like we're not sending him up the rear end of the dinosaur in the beast pit. That's not going to work.
One is near another gate town, so probably not.
Oh, yeah. Well, so there was one that was near the gate town to Limbo.
Yes.
You could attempt that. You could say go that general direction. You'd still need to key them in.
Right.
You'll notice too, PW is handling the gate brick. Well, I think we do have some destinations we could use. Although I don't know how big this portals can get.
Yeah. So That thing can go to Sigil. It can go to...
The Shadowfell?
Go to the Shadowfell. You want to send him to the Shadowfell?
Yes.
The correct location in the Shadowfell, maybe.
I mean, is there a way to point this at a certain lich that we know?
I mean, that would take care of it. If we sent him to Limbo, Alistair would suggest we actually get into the castle and basically escort him to keep him going in that direction till we get there and key him in. That's if we want to drop him and make him the Beholder God's problem. Or we could send him to the Shadowfell. I could have this written down. I'm sorry. Where else?
PW wants to make a quick look around to see if there are any nearby.
All I'm thinking is there is the portal to Exandria.
PW might press the button by accident / accident.
Yeah.
Are there any nearby buildings that would look
I
like
hear there's a kid
vaults
who really wants to fight one.
or museums or a Federal Reserve building, anything like that nearby?
Okay, so is that our... I mean, this is our plan, though, I think, at this point, right? We want to dump him through a portal and make him someone else's problem.
Or you could just let him go randomly.
Or we can get him...
I did think we had decided. I thought we had decided on a gate, though, that was to a relatively unpopulated place. Fire was the one who mentioned it. I don't remember specifically what it was. I thought it was the one through Torch.
Yeah, that was the one through Torch, because it was supposedly like this place of poison and corruption and everything.
You mentioned it was the count too that was someone mentioned that the gate town is an issue.
Yes, because originally we thought we were in the gate town. So the idea was, could we just direct him to the portal in this town? And then we were corrected that this is not the gate town, meaning we would have to send it through another populated area first to get to the gate in Torch, to get to Genna.
Right, but aren't all these places we're discussing kind of populated? At least to get to the gate we're trying to get him to?
Well, for the Shadowfell one, the idea, I think, is that we have the cube. We can make a portal right here to the Shadowfell and dump him in directly. And that's why I suggested if we were to do the one to the Beholder God's realm outside of Limbo, that we would escort him to try to keep directing him away from populated areas.
I have no problem with that, sure. All in favor.
Of which?
Oh, sorry. I thought those. So wait, where is the Beholder Gods? So we would have to. Where's the Beholder Gods? It's not the dinosaur asshole. It's the other thing. Where's the other one? Outside of Limbo?
Yes.
Okay.
There was the idea, if we just wanted to dump him in the Shadowfell, we don't have to go through all that. We can just make the portal here. Stop that, PW. Alistair will turn.
What?
Seeing what he's being written in the chat right now.
What? These buttons are very robust. It takes a substantial amount of pressure to activate them. I'm pretty sure, at least.
To go to the gate outside of Limbo, do we not have to go through the gate town? Is that the same situation as Torch?
No, this
Am
gate
I crazy?
This gate was outside. This was not the gate to Limbo, so we don't have to go into the gate town. It was out. At least the way we went through, it dumped us outside of the gate town. This will be the one that, if it works in the other direction, he will literally come up through the Beholder God's mouth.
Oh shit! Right.
So maybe that's fine. I don't know. I don't know how. If Beholder Gods, they might like that. I don't know.
Actually, I have a question about the cubic gate, because I don't know how it works. Is it keyed to a specific location on a plane, or is it like the gate spell? Like you just cast the gate spell?
I think you can go anywhere on the plane, I believe, with the cubic gate.
Then I will suggest. I believe we can use gate twice. to get the Tarrasque wherever we need it to be.
All right, I'm in favor of that. And I think the beholder situation sounds good.
I think I missed something, but is that what you're suggesting, Vanna?
Yes.
Yeah, so whatever one you put to goes to a location on the plane you're shifting to.
Is that a location that we get to choose, or
On the plane on the plane of the button you press.
Oh, are you suggesting we use the Shadowfell as a quick way of traveling to the gate outside of Limbo?
Yes. To avoid the destruction that you do not like.
Ah, okay. If you think that'll work,
And so what are you using to get back?
Another gate spell. To the cubic gate.
So you had it is one of the sides Outlands?
I thought we had one. Did we have one?
I'm
have
only
it
aware of
written
the
down somewhere. Hold
Shadowfell and Exandria. Oh, and the one that takes us back towards the castle.
where is it? Okay. I thought I had it down. I don't. Shoot, I'm sorry.
Another button on the cubic gate was a strange spider web.
Yes.
Yes. I don't think you had one that went to the Outlands. I think you had Sigil, you had the castle, and then you had the other planes.
Yeah, so Sigil, the castle, the Shadowfell. I think Mount Celestia was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the web for, I guess, the demon web pits. And I don't remember what the sixth one was. Oh, was that Exandria?
Yeah.
Okay. So no, we don't actually have a way to get to the Outlands itself with the cube.
But if we get to Mount Celestia, we could just walk back. I mean, I don't mind taking the long way as long as we don't have a Tarrasque with us.
Oh, the Tarrasque would love Celestia.
Right.
I'm sure
But
he
they were
did.
trying
No,
to
no.
they were trying to get the Tarrasque back to somewhere on the Outlands so they could put through the gate to Limbo. So,
All right, I'm gonna just sit this one out, boys. Clearly,
other-
I'm confused.
The other thing you could do, I guess, is to try to tell your castle to take a year or two to go to that.
And destroy the castle. Maybe the Spider Queen would appreciate such chaos.
I don't know much about the Spider Queen, but I mean, I guess if we're going to dump it into the Beholder Gods layer, where we're going to tick somebody off with this, but
Well, it makes more sense to spread the anger around, really. It's more worrisome to have one faction just intensely upset with you. We should give it a chance and spread it around.
But it would make sense for the balance. Chaos goes where chaos belongs.
See? And it's even what we're supposed to be doing, it sounds like.
I really hope the Modron is taking notes on all this.
Yep, paying close attention.
See? Perfectly balanced.
So are we? If so, so the gate, the cubic gate won't work. We want it to. So, it sounds like we are doing an escort.
Oh, Venna is now suggesting dumping the Tarrasque through the gate to the demon web. But sure, we can do an escort.
We could escort the demon web. I mean,
I'm unfamiliar with this. Do we know anything about the demon web? You're calling it the demon web. I don't know. That doesn't sound great. I don't know what that means.
you know what won't make it worse? A Tarrasque.
Are you certain of that?
We could
I'm
just flip a
certain.
coin.
Yeah, that's also a good option. I endorse both.
The demon web pit gets it out of our hair for the moment. I guess. I don't know.
Also, PW has been making the Tarrasque just walk in a circle this whole time. Just a circle of destruction around us. It's constantly being wrought.
It's just creating a giant circular canyon.
Destroying sustenance more and more.
I thought we were getting it out of the town before we
I mean, what would you all like to do? Who's voting Demon Web?
PW raises 2 hands.
Venna votes for Demon Web.
Alistair doesn't like any of this, but he likes that. He likes trying to escort this thing across the Outlands less. So he'll go ahead with Demon Web. He doesn't know what kind of trouble that's going to bring down on us later, but
Phew, and I don't even need to vote. Great.
So, with that, what does PW do?
PW holds up the cube, slaps it to spin it on his finger for a moment like it's a basketball, and then snatches it and holds it in place and pushes the Demon Web button.
Nice. Just wait for a dice roll. Alexandria.
I did roll, and it was good, thankfully.
Oh, good. And this black portal opens, sending this thing to a layer of the abyss known as the Demon Webs. As it trounces through, you see a vast spider web and drows shrieking and yelling as it comes in and begins tearing up the web. And you close the gate, having sent the Tarrasque to the same plane that Baphomet rules, the cult that was attempting to get control.
Oh, lovely. That's funny. Oh, well, what you gonna do?
Alistair does not know that.
Play nice with the other kids.
Know that none of those lords get along anyways.
They do grow
Chaos
up
goes.
so fast.
Chaos goes where chaos belongs.
Well, I think that was a job well done by all of us, especially you. And he's pointing to Bigby's hand.
The Bigby hand just waves at him and then turns and waves at Alistair, and Alistair just says, "Go away, please."
Do you think there was a bank destroyed in this whole thing? Maybe we could go run around in some rubble and get our money.
I was definitely looking for one and did not see one.
I'm thinking we may not want to stick around that long. I'm not sure we will have made many people here happy.
Well, but we can always threaten them with a Tarrasque.
Indeed. You've kind of betrayed everybody. What are you doing?
But not ourselves.
We didn't have a lot of choices in there.
And allegedly, that Tarrasque consumed that man of his entirely own volition. So that was not our fault. And we also mostly succeeded.
I think we should head back to the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally we have a party and stuff, but maybe we should just do that back there.
Let me know if we pass a food cart. I'll get us a snack.
I think we flattened a couple on the way out here.
Food is destroyed. You slowly see the town being engulfed in magma and being destroyed. Everyone perishing and melting in the hot slag of the wastes.
It was only like 20%, right? It was.
well, the refugees all trying to make their way, and it's rough times. Oh, someone trying to do things? Yeah.
So, for us to leave, are we also going through that thing that are we going to like be walking past these people who are also trying to evacuate?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, I would like to offer assistance if I can. Like, if they're right in front of me, I'll help pull them out of the lava. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, yeah, you can go ahead and if you do want to transport refugees, you can let your castle be this type of transportation.
No, I don't mind that. What do you guys think?
Alistair is for that.
It's totally reasonable for a completely nominal fee.
As you say that, there is somebody who goes, "Excuse me, you said fee. I'm Smoth, one of the best crafters. And during your battle, goes this tiny piece of the Tarrasque fell off from your one blow. If you let us all on, I can make something of it. You'll love it, I promise."
Well, with an offer like that, how could I refuse? Like this, no.
Like this. No. What?
Okay, fine. But it better look stunning.
Well,
And all of you stay out of my closet.
and therefore, camps are made and things and hammocks and rope bridges all over the walking castle. To begin to turn it. And thus in, what would you like to do?
PW is chasing people in the hallway with the cleaning slime. It's current task. There are people and things everywhere.
Nice. All right. Then it sounds like some time goes by. If there's nothing else, you would at least have a time to get a long rest. Coming back, you do see that they have person fox-like in general comes back and has made this little golden ring with two amethysts on its corners. The ring itself is rectangular, and it holds in its center this nice molded clear piece of the carapace of the Tarrasque. And he's made into a little ring. So this is, one of you can claim this. I've put, it's just quite, it will give you a great amount of magic protection against spells.
Ooh. Maybe even your own will come back at you. Where's Alistair? Also, thank you for your gift and everything. Yes, it's definitely worth your life and everything. Mm-hmm. Appreciated.
And this is a ring of spell turning. Which I'll read it for the heck. While wearing this ring, you have advantage on saving throws against spells. If you succeed on the save of a spell of level 7 or lower, the spell has no effect on you.
Ooh.
If that spell targeted only you and didn't create an area of effect, you can take a reaction to deflect the spell back at the spellcaster. The caster must make a saving throw against the spell using their own spell save DC.
exceptional piece of jewelry that I will not be wearing rings. He's gonna flick the ring over either at Alistair or towards Fenna.
I am meant to offer protection. I do not require more protection.
Honestly, I just thought it looked good, with your purple gear highlights. But, your opinion is your own.
If it's given to Alistair, he would hand it to Naylan.
This is very sweet, young boy, but I mean, listen, I did very little in that interaction with the Tarrasque. I think it belongs to you.
I do not think that anything I did was worth a reward. I'm not sure
you
what
and your little friends, you attached all of the restraints, every single one.
And I'm not sure that was a good thing. So, I don't particularly feel like I deserve a reward.
Well, then you could consider it a punishment.
He'll look at the other three frustrated and put it in his pocket.
Well, where are we headed next? I'm sure tales of our success have already spread far and wide.
Well, I suppose we gotta do something with these hitchhikers, huh?
I mean, do you think they'd enjoy that Gehenna place? It sounded like a hoot.
I mean, at least if we can take them at their word, they all seemed comfortable in a community where everybody could share things as long as they all had a purpose or job. That feels like perhaps that one gate town that I have a vague memory of. I do not think I was there. I think Alice was there. Trade meet. We think they would perhaps feel comfortable there. We'd have to make sure that trade meet was okay with taking in a large portion of new citizens, but it might be the kind of place they could adapt to.
I mean, we do also know of a perfectly good portal to the Beholder Realm. Lots of space.
Or we may take them to Sickle and they may choose where they go.
That is another option. Perhaps that is the better option. Allow them to all make the choice.
I suppose that kind of starts with, maybe we should just ask them.
I mean, why would they know where they want to go? A silly notion.
Zather says, indeed. She goes, indeed, of course, we took what we could. We could begin to, going around with all of you has been fun. We could begin building a city from here. A walk-in castle city. but it's up to you.
You would want to, like, I mean, I feel like we should probably ask the original owner of the castle if that's okay.
That's who's
Isn't
talking.
that who's talking?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it was somebody from the
No, Zather. is
spokesperson
talking,
from the
yes.
village. Oh, okay. In that case, if that's, I mean, that could be nice to have company, I suppose.
Yes, not enough people wake up to your screams every evening. We could have more.
I'm going to start sleeping in one of those soundproof rooms that Alice made. None of you have to deal with it.
Enjoyed the psychic damage.
That's going to be a big adjustment, having so many new faces.
Oh, Malin, you told a joke.
Even caught me by surprise.
It's fine. They just need to stay out of our areas instead of cleaning them. But that's what the slime is for. Well, are we off to save the booze?
So that's a good question. I can just pressing buttons, and the further pieces of stonework begin to expand from the castle. So we go, we'll need harvesters. Here's the ropes. And starts to show them how they can lower down from ropes while the castle is moving to collect essentially gathering and such things. And where do you want Zathier to steer the castle?
Where was that clue on the god of alcohol? Was it back in Sigil?
I think you were. Did you have a location yet? I think you did.
Mm-hmm. Well, we knew the name of. Let's go back and look. We knew the name of the being who took it. Oh, so what we had was that the person who kidnapped them wants to it's the realm of the Norns. Because that's where the giant who kidnapped them wants to go in order to become a god. Where is this?
Brimskarda and Felden the Forger.
Yes, Brimskarda. And we were told, that they're trying to make them make ambrosia whiskey, which can bestow godhood. And they're going to have to sacrifice, I think, the brewer and the brewer god and their followers. And it must be done at the realm of the Norns. And we were specifically told we were not strong enough yet.
Well, I feel like at least one of us is strong enough.
All right, and so the Thayer begins to make a few calculations, but with that, I would ask: is any of the other ones that are still not embrace their old form? Are you still all committed to that?
You'll note the absence of the crystallized prime version on this one's person.
No interest.
No. Naylan continues to not want to do it.
Alistair, if there's actually if the actual question is being asked, Alistair kind of gets a weird look on his face and says, "It's not really my choice to make."
Whose choice is it?
One of the others.
All right, ominous, spooky, got it.
It is. It's not. It's not my fate that will change. And I just don't feel like it's. Maybe I should sleep on it. He'll look at Naylan. Why do you say you don't want to?
It's selfish, but I don't want to die. You say it's not your fate that will change. That sounds like you know something about the you that's in the crystal.
He just he just gives a curt nod. I have an idea what will happen.
Do all of you, or just you, Alistair?
That is an interesting question. I think we all do know, but I think not all of us are willing to face it.
You know, Alice said something cryptic like that. Not to me, to a different me.
Are you starting to share some memories as well?
Oh yeah, we chat.
No, at least you chat. We don't seem to talk to each other. I just have more memories of what they've done. But I interrupted you, I'm sorry.
I don't think I was saying anything. I think I was more so drifting my sentence off, hoping you would finish it with something interesting.
That Alice had said.
Yes, she said something about Adric needing to make up his mind about something. Get there on his own.
She is more blunt. He's not willing to face the truth of it.
And that's why she's my favorite. But don't tell the others.
Oh, I think she's a lot of people's favorites. She's definitely more fun at a party than me.
That's not your fault. You just don't have the right spells yet.
I don't always get to pick them.
Do you talk to your other selves, PW?
Some of them. Some of them just talk to me. Why? Do you want to talk to one?
No, I just was curious if it feels like all of you agrees.
Well, thankfully there doesn't need to be agreement. At least, whoever gets to, drive the bus gets to make the turns.
I think my sentiment is somewhat the same. But it's true, Alistair, that you feel the weight of more than just your decisions.
I guess that it's interesting. I think that there's, even if I think back to our previous companions who were suffering the same situation as we are, it's almost a bit like everyone. It was a slightly different situation for everyone. I think as all three of us have become more cognizant of each other, it's not so much that we all steer differently. They're all of our decisions. I mean, this is somewhat academic. Do we actually have a way? I know we all took the crystals just in case, but we are not in Shemeshka's little laboratory anymore. I don't know if we even know how to use these crystals, if we wanted to.
Is this some sort of enchantment you're speaking about?
I assume so.
Well, you know what they say. Some things are better left forgotten. Anyway.
You could look at mine, Venna, if you want, and Nayland will take out her crystal. And if Venna wants to look at it, she can.
Yeah, Venna will examine it. With an identifier.
Okay. And indeed, this is essentially due to a 9th level spell. And a 9th level dispel very well could undo it.
I may be able to remove this enchantment.
Okay,
If
well,
you
now,
wish me to.
let's not be hasty.
Oh,
I would say she identifies it. What's one thing she gleans about the being that's in there, Nayland?
Oh, she's pissed.
Why is the enchantment angry, Nayland?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I imagine I'd also be mad if I was trapped in a crystal.
You're just probably upset because the justice system is just so effective and clearly in the right in this specific case. It's hard not to be a part of the wheels of justice.
Whatever she did to make Shemeshka mad and put her in the crystal wasn't me. What does Venice stand for, anyway?
Well, it's because she doesn't usually sit, I thought.
Venna stands for the Versatile Energy Neutralizing Adapter.
Aha. Scary.
It's a complicated spell.
Alright. During this, Sarah will speak. She comes up, and I've been looking at the Castellan. It seems that, given the information we have, I think this place that has this Bermskada, where they could do this, is just outside of Wanderholm.
Wonder. And what is Wonderhome?
Wanderholm. It's a place of crafting and mining and invention. It is overseen by the Gold Grand. Mostly, our two friends may find good spirits there. It is almost entirely made from constructs. Is the population of it.
Oh,
Many inventors come there. But from what I can tell, there was a disturbance several north of it. And the energies, so we say, seem to match what one would do if you were to be torturing a god. Like what
Well,
you were
good.
telling me.
Good thing we have an energy neutralizer here, ah?
Sidelines. Well, from one god's cabinet to another.
I mean, hopefully we're in time and You know, it's not just this power that's left over with nowhere to go, and else with an adapter that happens to be able to absorb it. I mean, that would be terrible. I hope we're early, definitely early, or just on time, or maybe a little late.
So shall we, I guess, head in that direction? Is this the next thing we want to attempt to deal with?
I mean, I think if the next few of our adventures go like this one did, everyone will bemoan the lack of alcohol availability quite strenuously. But, you know, that's just me hedging my bets.
Right.
It was pretty early on the to-do list. Feel like it's been sitting for a while. I'm down to take care of it.
And from the remaining tasks, it seems to be the most urgent.
Sounds like fairly unanimous decision.
Yes, onward to our next success.
All right. So with this, rather, your castle, now a little maneuvering city, begins its ways forward and across the Outlands. So everyone can definitely do one of their Bastion actions.
Well, I will tell you what that is. Definitely not after I refresh my memory of what I can.
Yeah, me too.
There it is.
Are we now at a level 10 Bastion?
Yeah. So that's ideas.
So PW's first idea is, do we still have the sacristy?
Whose was that?
That was Eliana's.
Okay. I would say if a character is, or if a player is exited, I would say we probably don't have access to a Bastion there.
Okay. Would I convert one of my existing ones?
You can. Like, you could probably take that over if you wanted to abandon one of yours, if you wanted to do that.
Yeah. So give up training room, keeping the smithy.
Nice.
I'll take the sacristy. And what I'm trying to do is open a view to the demon web to see how our Tarrasque is doing.
Very interesting.
Also trying to see if there's a way to connect to that casino that we went to before to offer like Tarrasque bets, if that's a service that has not otherwise been offered.
I got you. So would this be like a sending spell, or how would you want to connect to it?
I thought the sacristy had like a special ability to connect to, but maybe I'd have to then be worshipping someone who happens to be in the demon web. Guess it would be crafting a sacred item.
Yeah, it's even Robert's wondering how you do the casino.
Yeah, sending would probably be required. I guess I would just post odds outside of the sacristy.
You are able to make a little. Currently, they seem to be fighting a legion of drow as well as a herd of gigantic, like beasts, feline-like, with tentacles coming from them.
Oh, that's my boy. But yeah, so I run a betting ring out of the castle then.
Very good. So I would say as time goes, you're able to pocket 200 gold from the city residents. Betting.
I reinvested into the sacristy to get more comfortable seating.
Very good.
Do you think this is 1 week of Bastion? Or
Yeah, it's probably one bastion.
Okay.
Nayland just continues her garden and greenhouse stuff. Particularly tending to her poison garden in the corner.
Nice.
Venna creates a pair of flat rectangular devices carved out of stone. She's creating a pair of sending stone.
Ooh.
Just in case.
Yes. All right, so you're able to successfully do that. What do they look like?
So flat rectangular looks like and it has a screen for tapping, and on the back is a logo that looks like a hand with an eye in it.
Amazing. Smart sending stones. Anything for Alistair?
Yeah, sorry, I've been searching for something here. His first can he problem with having variants that are so different. He doesn't have much use for the training area that Edric made. Did anyone make a laboratory? Does anyone remember if anyone had made a laboratory?
There does not exist one currently, but there is the space to create one.
I think Alistair might make a laboratory. because of the money we all got from the heist way back, he has enough money to potentially make, and he's a high enough level to make a rare potion.
Ooh, very nice.
So I'm just looking to see. Okay, so just thinking if I want to do something more interesting or just get a really good healing potion out of it. What's this one do? No, okay. You know what? I think he will make a, if this is possible, it says it can do it in 7 days, a potion of invulnerability.
Nice.
On the last day, you'll notice that a small, what looks to be a mausoleum appears over where the belt was previously buried in the garden.
Hmm.
It's the size of a doghouse.
Oh. This is honoring whom?
No, that is a mausoleum to protect the spot where I buried the belt.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Very cool.
Looked at it very closely. In tiny script, it would say no Venice.
All right. I'm all at work this week. The castle moves, and we'll go ahead and take our break. Alrighty. Come on back here.
Back at Good Decisions HQ.
So, last call for anything.
I think Alistair at some point would find Naylin.
I just put a bunch of M&Ms in my mouth, but you're good.
Sorry. What was that?
Is this better?
Yes.
Okay. I just stuffed my face with M&Ms, but I'm good now.
Cool. I think he would just. I think at some point he would find Naylin alone and just say, I don't know what it is we're about to walk into. So you know. And he'll show, I keep my crystal here. And he'll show you where, like on his person, he keeps the crystal. Now that we know that our friend can potentially take care of this, if things start getting rough, and you think we need it, I would trust you to give it to her. If push comes to shove.
Woof. Well, I guess I'm just... What is the circumstance that you're envisioning here that you wouldn't do it yourself?
I don't necessarily even know. But the most recent time I woke up, I was standing underneath a Tarrasque. So, I think I just feel better with somebody knowing where it is, other than me.
Sure. And I'll do my best to remember and not forget. I tend to forget things, but I'm sure one of me will remember.
You don't forget important things. And I think that you forget less than you let on.
All right, I'll show you where I keep mine too, but so you know not to touch it. Okay?
I will not. I understand the different situations we were in. I would not do it without your say-so.
Okay. What a funny life we find ourselves in.
Yes, but I do enjoy it in spite of myself. Do you?
didn't. But I think your Alice changed that for me.
Esther kind of smiles at that in a somewhat knowing way, actually. It says, that's what she's good at. She's the one who gives you the push to make a change. She's always been like that. To see things a different way.
So what's your role then in your little trio?
Would you believe I'm the wide-eyed idealist? I'm the one who makes you want to see what's over the next hill. And I'm the warning about what might happen if you look too far.
Is that what you worry happened with the Tarrasque? We bit off more than we could chew.
I think we didn't know what we were biting off. My understanding, at least. Piecemeal. Most memory of what happened. We didn't know that's what we were getting into. Until it was on top of us. Literally, in some cases.
Do you think other people in positions of power see it coming? The choices they're faced with.
I've spent a good deal of my life attempting to make sense of the universe. I've done it through both conventional ways and unconventional ways. And the only thing I've come to be fairly certain of is that it is far more complex than we can imagine. And I think that only a fool believes that they can always see the choices coming. I think what best we can do is try to adapt. To do that, you have to get outside your head every now and then.
You want to get outside your head? And she gestures a doobie at you.
perturbed. I do wonder what will happen to the things inside my head when I do this.
Maybe they'll chill out.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Let's just hope you're not the anxious sort.
All right. So as that ends with smoke coming through the air and PW dealing with the pollution.
Oh, it all makes much more sense now, Name. I can see it so clearly.
Doing another ritual again.
Anything else?
PW would visit Venna. Where is she hanging out?
Venna is charging her study in the library.
PW is scooting along the floor next to her like an inchworm. So do you think if you got godlike powers that it would be an improvement or just a means to an end?
Godlike powers. Can you be more specific?
Well, I guess you potentially have the power to just summon alcohol. I'm actually not sure what the God of Booze's powers really do. Maybe it's really matter conversion at the base of it. Or maybe it's just, hangover be gone.
I suppose I will be more efficient. I will be more efficient at my tasks, but that would be an unnecessary improvement.
Oh, you feel that you're efficient enough as it is? Satisfied, perhaps?
I believe I am able to carry out my tasks, and that is enough.
Whether we were all so easily satisfied. Well, we'll probably break something soon.
That seems to be what we do. Do you have any thoughts on the god we're supposed to rescue?
I think people tend to really need alcohol, and not just for its pleasurable effects, but its ability to burn cleanly and help with locomotion. Those people in automata, they consume a lot of ethanol too. Well, I think that is important. Hopefully. I'm not sure. How could you turn powers of the god of alcohol to evil? If you were going to do it, let's say, hypothetically.
To turn anyone evil, I believe the first step is to learn what they want.
So do you think the evil god of alcohol would render you incapable of becoming drunk?
Not necessarily. There are many ways to leverage one's power for evil.
Well, you know, hopefully it won't come to that, but just, you know, in case some of the power happens to come your way through a completely unavoidable series of events that definitely no one saw coming by any stretch of the imagination. PW also inchworms out.
I hate the way this PW moves every time you describe it.
By grand design.
What? That is that. Then soon the castle, a few days, approaches. What you can see is a incredible city of a combination of metal and wood, grain mills that are pushed by wind and a nearby river, as well as the hum of strange magical crystals that permeate, giving the idea of the city of very clean industry. And in its back, behind it, as you approach, you can see an enormous mountain, a fierce red light and black smoke pouring out of it. You can see that it has no peak, but seems like what was the top of it was recently destroyed, and just the peak of a crater is there. Zathara was. I think this would be the place.
Well, seems ominous.
I mean, the vibe at least gets the message across. It's clear.
It certainly does. I take it this is a Wonder Home in front of us, then.
Perceptive.
I try.
I mean, it doesn't really deliver. We weren't left wondering for very long in the ball.
And so that's before you, what would you like to do?
We can. Shall we try to enter the town and see if we can gain some information about what may or may not be happening?
Let's walk in, start a fire, and whoever's left will tell us the answers.
All right, so it's up to you. It sounds like the first suggestion is to go to Wonder Home, or is it to go to the mountain?
I guess Alistair was suggesting going to Wonder Home, just to see if they, like, we have a vague idea of what might be happening at the mountain, but just to find out if there's anything where we can gain.
Naylan agrees.
Sounds like a good idea.
I mean, setting a fire on a mountain doesn't make as much sense, so...
All right. So heading thusly to the town here. You live in the castle a little bit outside, like you always do. And coming in, it does not necessarily disappoint. You see just about every type of construct you can imagine, some of stone, others of metal. Many different types of models that bear similarity to Perilous Weaver. Occasionally some that look like they could be modeled after him at times. You see a booth where some arrive to get the heterochromia patch to give them 2 different colored eyes. Many kind of give Vanna a double take as she a bit out of place. You don't see another one quite like her. And there are those of flesh as well. Halflings, dwarves, little gnomes running around, working all types of things. The funny is, it seems there's a curious lack of explosions, but all seems to be proceeding very safely as these wondrous crafts and inventions are being made.
So, I mean, really, I think the Tarrasque has been in the demon webs for long enough and might just need a slight change of, scenery, anywhere. I mean, this place, honestly, really could use a little entertainment. That's, just a quick romp is what I'm thinking. Everybody else?
PW, do you think you're from here, or do you think you're kind of famous and they're trying to copy you? Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
All I know is that the egg and the chicken must be crushed.
Alistair will lean over to Nayland. I don't think PW potentially has good memories of his hometown, wherever it might be.
Yes. Isn't that interesting?
I mean, home is just where they look for you first.
This is true. That is a common tool of investigators. Yes. Honestly, I find this place fascinating.
Do you think the one who created you resides here, PW?
No. We wish they could.
Nothing here really looks like your design, Venna. Are you like some sort of custom model?
I suppose you could put it that way. I was made for a very specific purpose.
Neutralizing energy, I remember.
I feel like this place really is going to need more explosions, so if we just hop over to the demon web, I feel like he could just touch up in a couple areas.
Leave the Tarrasque be for now. I'd really rather not deal with it this soon again. Yeah, Alistair will kind of try to get a sense. You said that everything is very seems very safely done and orderly. Is there any sense of like tension in the town with this mountain nearby that appears to have had the top of it blown off?
Yeah, looking there, you do see There is a section that does say, please stand back. Experimental developments concerning emergency 99352.
I
And
mean,
within, it's like this open air experimentation. You see one person with appears to be a series of large and small glass tubing strapped to their back with leather straps, and this large, strange metallic gauntlet that's attached to it all. That energy seems to core around and be produced in the glass tubes that channels around to the gauntlet as he seems to be concentrating on something before him. As a large cloud of poisonous smokes begins to fill the whole room. So it goes, okay, we know what that one does! And immediately someone throws this metallic device that begins to spin and flash, and the cloud goes away. A few people cough and drink healing potions.
fascinating.
They all begin to take notes on it. Oh, very good apparatus test.
I will admit to that I am feeling quite at home right now. And goodness knows our particular band has never really paid attention, as he points to the sign, at warning signs. Alistair will try to approach.
There is a small table there that's on there is a construct that seems to be made of the same metal as this is the device you were seeing.
Okay.
As they look and see various sparks of power come around them, and they look you up and down, and you will see a 3D model of you, Alistair, appear within their eyes. So go. They kind of close it for a second, and they kind of straighten up. Good day, good sir, and welcome to this place of learning and invention. I can see that one such of yourself would do well here. Are you here to apply for this project staff?
Oh, that is tempting. Yes. My name is Alistair, Dr. Alistair Ward, and
Oh, yes.
my
Your qualifications are quite stunning. I'm looking at your academic record now. Marvelous. Marvelous. How has your experiments gone into that which must not be said aloud?
in some ways a great success, though when dealing with such things, unfortunately I have had to follow in the footsteps of certain other luminaries, and the only test subject I could use was indeed myself, which has led to side effects, but
Oh.
they are handled at the moment.
The most important time for them to be handled.
Yes. Yes, quite. I will say that I was hoping actually that you may be able to help myself and my colleagues, because we are curious about, and he'll gesture towards the mountain, what may be happening. That does not look to be the way it normally is, I take it. There seems to be a part of that mountain missing, and I'm going to look to it. Do you, all of you here obviously have been researching quite nearby. Do you have any insights into what might have happened?
Oh, indeed. That is what you see before you is made. We have a special special permission to develop things that could potentially be used as weapons, and I know that is very shall we say, politically, how we say, delicate within Wonder Home, but we'll probably have protests in about an hour about it, but they only last roughly 7 minutes before everyone wants to go on and continue their experiments. It can get quite interesting. We do, if you do go, we do have special badges that protect you usually from most of the inventions of the protesters. So no worries about that. But on to what you were asking. Yes, we have sent several things. We've set a few probes and various magical familiars up, and they have returned. Well, they haven't returned. But before we lost contact with them, we were able to determine several things. It seems a band of giants has come in and built a grand, amazing forge of some type. What they're trying to make remains unknown, but they have been utilizing what seems to be some type of object that entered this realm via wild space, destroyed the mountain, and they've constructed entire apparatus to harness its energy. We still are trying to determine the whereabouts of Arcavelis, who was the dragon that lived there, which we've had been paying a considerable tribute to. We've of course a little concerned over what his involvement or non-involvement might be, but indeed. So at any rate, we do not know if this is to be a takeover, if they're a potential competitor. At any rate, we are preparing ourselves in the case of who knows what. So we can make who knows what to compete with who knows who.
Yes. Well, I can see why that would be. I honestly can see why that would be both troubling and potentially a little exhilarating. So we have reason to believe that somebody that we have been asked to look for might be there, potentially not of their own volition. And if we were to, say, look into what might be happening up there, is there assistance you might be able to provide? In return, of course, we would try to gain as much information as we could about exactly what is going on.
Oh, I see. You are seeking to be test subs, explorers to get some more information and bring it back, of course. Yes, we do have a standard budget for such things. If you're the first to apply, which of course means that we are going to have to be careful in case there's others to apply, so we have some budget left. Yes, the answer to your question, of course. How might we be able to help? Do you have certain needs that we can begin looking into?
Alistair will kind of turn and look at the others and sort of gesture to say, now's the time to jump in the conversation if anyone wants.
Oh, kind of looks at everyone else, and his eyes kind of glint, looking at Perilous. Oh, aren't you just, the most basic model ever? I'm amazed. I've just never seen one as early as you.
That's me. Plain as the day I was crafted.
Oh my gosh, this is quite exciting. The early work, of course. Starts taking notes and drawing PW.
You know, have you ever seen a cubic gate before? I have, and then allows himself to be stopped by Alistair.
Eyes on the prize, PW, eyes on the prize.
Goes over to
Oh, the
Vanna,
prize.
and they stand up very straight. He goes, "Oh, well, hello. Welcome. We do hope that you find Wonderhome wonderful."
It is an amazing city.
Oh. Still in alpha test of your personality programming, I see. Very good to note. But welcome. And organics, another one. 2 organics and 2 artificial. Amazing. And
We're all about balance.
well. Speaking of first, I don't believe I have met one as aged as you before either. Just a first for me. It's really remarkable the damage it does to your cellular structure.
Don't you dare write that in your book.
Starts erasing.
Alistair just thinks to himself, ah, yes, I forgot what academics were like. Yes. Well,
Yes, it seems you are a team. As a team, is there certain things we can outfit you with? Or types of deals? We do have a great amount of experimentation.
well, I guess I know that you said you've sent probes, so any if particular, say, maps you may have, or any sort of information about the approach to the mountain, or what is there, what is not there anymore, that sort of information, so that we can
Oh,
expedite our.
oh indeed. And presses a little crystal and spins it, and you see this 3D error of map, and there's all these little red lines that end in X's that don't make it up more than halfway. It goes, all these paths, I would say, are dangerous.
Excellent.
Goes, I do believe we haven't explored this one, so given the probability, it must be one that's not too bad.
Process of elimination, one of the oldest types of logic. Excellent. Alistair has whipped out his little, very, very analog notebook and is scribbling notes from the map.
We have found, you know, there's 10 or so that go up that don't have a path that kind of just went straight lines, and they hardly get anywhere before they get X'd out. We found not taking the path to be less than optimal.
Yes.
Has anybody tried flight?
Yes, that would be not taking the path.
Right.
He goes, we haven't shown those because, well, frankly, and taps it, and you see 200 paths through the air that don't get within 500 feet before they goes. And that's just the side. He turns it and you see the other side. We have had issues. The problem with optimizers, everyone just wants to go straight there and said, I know I can take 1 degree off, and it doesn't work out.
So you're saying there's a chance? You know, that's good news, Nathan.
It writes down logic failures and base models.
Before we go, you know, like PW, there was one version of you that was interested in getting like a second pair of arms and stuff like that. I mean, is there anything you guys want to, I don't know, upgrade before we head out of this town?
Additional arms could be helpful. Could hold the cubic gate and another cubic gate. I'd also be interested, if you have any leftover, maybe backup wands that perhaps, I don't know, get rid of things in front of you in a specific amount of space. I don't know, what's that? It's disintegration, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, if you just have any of those kicking around, take them off.
Oh, wands. I'm so sorry. That's is that what you're? Sorry, we've moved far beyond such base things.
Of course, that's why you'd have to get rid of them. I mean,
I do have. You might be interested. See, looks we can. Especially, let's see here. Takes this little crystal and inputs it on this short tube that's about 2 feet long and 6 inches in diameter. There we go. And puts a little crystal in there. This would gather data. If you're willing to demo it a little bit and use it, could definitely let you in. We get good information, especially going up there to see what it can do.
So is this more of a physical probe, and a gesture like hitting someone with the tube?
Oh,
Or
sorry.
more of an observatory probe?
No. This is you point at what you want and try to burn them to death.
I mean, try.
It goes though. I mean, we'd love. It kind of thinks about it for a second. But then again, I actually want you to succeed. In general, we could help you with this. This could be maybe what do they call it? A carrot to help further. It might not aid you as much as we'd like up top, unfortunately. Fire giants and all those things.
So we believe the particular type of giant's a fire giant.
Oh yes, that we're right sure of. Unfortunately,
The red glow, and I'll do it. I guess that was the thing. So those of us like myself and my companion of the more flesh types, as you put it so succinctly, something that would potentially help us against the elements, as it were.
Of course. You see, we're looking for some type of, let's see. Of course, there's many things, as everyone knows, but, of course, the real problem is trying to find something we have. Begins to kind of look through some files. Goes, well, there's that. You're looking for more firepower, except not fire is the problem, as we've said before. I'm doing this. Anything else that we are needing?
I have recently found myself in just in the throes of gravity, unable to escape them. As it is, many of them can fly, and I cannot. And it's a burden upon my soul. So if you could take away their powers of flight, that's what I was asking. Just to be clear.
Oh, I see. Not to fly yourself, but to...
I think if you had I believe in the vernacular they refer to them as jetpacks. I am sure PW would love to have a jetpack.
Oh, we're looking for an upgrade to the inferior model?
Something to allow mobility.
I feel like the lack of iron-rich foods in the Tarrasque diet is truly hampering progress in the demon web. And I just feel that I'm scrambling for the cubic.
I think that at this point, since it is finally literally the two aberrant mind sorcerers, Alistair will open a telepathic channel to PW and say, "It'll be over soon. It'll be over soon."
Yes, I know it'll be over very soon.
No, let's get things out. We can get things out of them. and then we can go save alcohol and we can go and drink.
Yes, I could use an upgrade, as you state, because, as our creator made us, we're just never good enough.
Right, so it does look like, oh, you do have look at PW and say, well, sounds like what you might be asking for is utility, yes?
That would be helpful. Maybe some floating, maybe some climbing. Maybe I could be a jet ski. Who can say?
Well, then maybe you can try the apparatus. And they actually bring you about what you were seeing, this large constructed metallic and glass tubular design. So, if you could theoretically cast something, this device allows you to do so.
So I just have to cast a spell into it?
Indeed. Goes ultimately, it focuses magical, and you can try to access your potential rather than your knowledge to make up, of course, from any design flaws you may have.
Oh, we're riddled with them, don't you worry. Well, I think a simple pair of wings would be reasonable, or just, a couple extra arms to climb.
Well, of course, there's plenty of things that can do that, yes? This allows you access to it. Goes, ooh. Goes, simply put, if there's a spell that you could theoretically use, but you don't know it, or you haven't gone through the appropriate preparations, this allows you to have access to it.
Well, that does sound useful. Let me ponder my Rolodex is flipping through its eyes of spells.
Goes, and then there's just the barest of chance that, well, we should just say, if your programming and design is not sufficient to handle the Mizium feedback, that odd things can happen, but all should be manageable.
You can tell while he's talking, PW can't hear him.
So he has put before you a Mizium apparatus.
Alright, I would go with fly. Would be the spell that I do not know.
Indeed. Well, you'd be able to try to do that once you are using it.
Gotcha.
Ultimately works.
Clarifying, is it one person per use, or can all of us, or could all of us get in at the same time?
So this is something you would take with you, and however you would go about using it normally.
Gotcha, so it's a wearable.
Yes. Just went ahead and linked it there in the D&D Beyond. Loot. Discord loot. to D&D Beyond.
I do have a slightly unrelated question. You guys clearly are hard workers here in your little experimental hut thing. But what is it you guys do to blow off steam after all the hard work is done?
Oh, we have the waste factory to manage all the heat exploitation from the experiments.
No, not literal steam, my dear. Emotional steam. Where do you go to have fun?
Oh, of course. Well, I am told by those who experience emotions that there is the round room.
Sounds exhilarating.
Indeed. 3 levels, from what I'm told. There is the first that they say is the most basic for when you've been here less than a year, I suppose. It turned around, there was all various games and activities, knife throwing, darts, swimming, even, I'm told. And then the second level is, can we say, more a round place of different consumables to heighten or, well, I suppose, take away certain senses and such things, a variety of alcohols. Though the strangest thing has been, I'm told, that they've lost, they have a hard time keeping the potency in the alcohols. It's gone bad quicker than normal. That's caused a bit of a problem.
Oh, what a shame. Oh, goodness. Whatever could be the problem there.
Cause, and indeed, and I'm told it causes even a bigger problem because the upper layer kind of relies on the middle layer, I am told, for its effectiveness, which is more of a round room of individuals and the organic experiences that they enjoy having with one another.
Oh. Okay, I can read between those lines. Okay.
Yes, this your companion has, I believe, has a high amount of propriety.
Which one?
Oh, according to Alistair. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say. My model is one that whoever approaches is representative of a group. I simply mimic their own comfortability level socially, and so I read them, and I simply, thus further explanation won't make it through my filter.
Alistair, you see Alistair stops writing in the middle of his notebook, just stops, and you can see a very, very quick existential crisis go through Alistair's eye as he realizes the tone and the personality and everything is meant to be him. Suppose I deserve that.
We're not a precise copy, mind you, but base code.
That's what I get for letting you win the foot race, Alistair.
What foot race?
I suppose my last question will be, we appreciate your insights into the mountaintop, and we're gonna go take a look and try and share with you any insights that we may find up there on the mountaintop. But, it seems kind of like we're sort of taking some of your gear on a test drive.
Indeed, thank you.
Well, I mean, is there anything we could maybe work out in addition to a thank you.
Let's see. Oh, of course. I'm so sorry. I do. Upon completion, would be happy to give you a very nice certificate of achievement. You can have it hang on your wall, and we would keep a record that you've received it.
Balin leans over to Alistair.
You nerds are dicks.
Alistair's just pinching the bridge of his nose. They're just gonna give us an honorary degree. That's what they're doing. And I can tell you how much those are worth. Okay.
I mean, that certificate is good to allow me to teach classes, right? That was my plan.
Oh, if you followed the proper form, possibly.
Oh, I just loathe forms.
So about anything that might help us against the elements.
Looking at that, I'm sorry. It's just so mundane. Unfortunately. I'm afraid we don't have anything. As far as, I mean, again, how do I explain this? Kind of looks. I don't know. You see, there are the lowest fruit of invention is practicality. That's really been done. And so here at Wonderhome, we go to the higher, more exalted fruits. Experimentalization. What might we be able to do, not what is helpful. Right? That's just sort of below our standards.
This is hitting close to home, Matt. I'm just...
I have no words.
I'm just thinking fire's been real quiet over there.
These views do not necessarily represent those of the GM.
Pretty big pile of theoretical models over here. Oh, I tripped over another one.
Right. Okay. Well, understood.
But so it sounds like no need of weapons or anything like that. Yes.
Alistair's thinking about the very real possibility that he's not going to be the one coming down the mountain again. Thinking about the other two and goes, if you had, I know this again is probably a little utilitarian, but I would be interested in anything of the more experimental variety when it came to, say, a physical weapon of some kind, maybe vaguely sword-shaped.
Oh, of course. Interesting. Just a little bit of a look of disgust on their face. Well, all right. Well, I'd say in this weapon, don't put this around. Early, we had a individual who's no longer with us, mind you, who very much thought that our charter should ignore the general philosophy of this place, and did make a bow, and what you might call a melee weapon, as well. Would either of those interest you?
I have some other colleagues who may be coming with us at some point who could probably utilize the melee weapon. Yes.
I was saving this chucker to everybody, so if anyone wants to say it, it's certainly fine.
I've been needing a good instrument. That's what. Any experimental musical devices?
Oh, we actually do have one of that. It was a way. It was well, it has been stabilized. Its original form. What can we say? The inventor was sanctioned due to it tearing away at the player's soul, but it has been made stable and certified safe by Wanderhome. So no worries. But I can hook you up with the second fiddle.
Ooh, I am excited about that. The PW line has a very robust soul, they say. Some of them are even ours.
It was excellent. We can make that happen for you. Sit down. So I'm actually just link that so we don't forget. There's the second fiddle. And then we're looking for something vaguely sword-shaped. We got our views here. Incidentally, we do believe an individual was put out into the furthest reaches, and there is some concern that he may have been kidnapped. So if you do end up seeing him, someone who looks like a heretic, that would be him, and would appreciate his return for appropriate punishment.
Oh, I know what they look like.
Yes. All right, so just looking over. Let's see here. It's always the fun part of here. So, to make this as quick, is this more of a long sword you're thinking?
Yeah, just something like that. Thinking of something that might be of use at some point.
While you're looking around at stuff, Matt, Nalen's about to ask for something that might make somebody who's strong even stronger.
Okay.
Alistair would say, I wish I had known you'd wanted that. I just set up a laboratory where I could have made something, a potion type for you.
The potions of enhancement. Ooh, they can be a little addictive, though, but what good thing isn't?
He goes, this sounds like it might be what you'd like. It's, one of the most utilitarian things I'd ever seen. I mean, a good feature is it should display your degree and specializations, so everyone knows how accredited you are.
Alistair gets a confused and slightly concerned look about what this is going to be.
Because so just lets people know while you're fighting who exactly they're dealing with. And we'll give you access to, I'm looking, the Gentleman's Saber. Then for things that are more so body augmentation would be
Oh, well, if you can do that to organic people, I was thinking more like, I don't know, a belt I could wear or like a drink I could drink.
Oh. Listen, did you not hear? Of course, academics like my friend here enjoy being around those more obtuse. But, of course, my apologies. Let me see here.
Alistair gets a full sense of what the sword can do and just looks at it and mumbles to himself, "Oh, Alice is gonna love this."
Let's look about what he has as well. Tell me, are you skilled with your strength? How do you use it?
With my strength, how do I use it? What kind of question is this? What do you mean?
Like, do you punch those? Do you use weapons?
Oh, yes, I use weapons. I whack people with stuff.
I see. I do
Sometimes
have...
I throw people into other people. I've been known to do that.
I see. I do have this crystal that was very useful. Just what is in it now, we actually wouldn't mind parting with. We could allow you to it would download, so we say, special techniques from those that has already gotten information from.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I've got 2 people living in my mind already, but...
Ooh, well, that's interesting. Potential test subject. And that's also okay. Determine if they would be willing or unwilling and fill out the proper paperwork. Okay. So what they can offer you is a way to be able, when you score a critical hit using a melee weapon that has a heavy property, they can take extra bludgeoning damage. Potentially.
Cool. Okay. I have a heavy melee weapon. I take the big hunting axe off of my back. What did you say, PW?
I thought you were the heavy melee weapon.
Ah, yes.
Very good. So... ultimately, this crystal will automatically give you something from the Tome of Advanced Fighting Styles.
Ooh.
Which I'm posting. And he keeps the crystal for other experiments. Well, you'll be testing these things, and of course to yours, so and that is a permanent augment. So it sounds like we have paid well in advance for all the information we'll be able to get from your body. When you'll be able to tell us once you return.
Yes, quite so. Quite very, of course, generous of you. I'll give just a quick look to Venna if there was anything Venna wanted to ask about, or
Venna is just off studying the map.
Okay.
She isn't asking for anything.
Excellent. I think one last thing, and Alistair's actually getting a feel for this guy and getting a feel for how this is going. He's going to try to butter this guy up a bit. And he's going to say, obviously, we have, requested very utilitarian things, and I totally understand that your establishment has moved beyond such things. And if there was what they might say in the vernacular, a dealer's choice, if there was something in particular that you wanted tested that might be of use, just so that we're not just testing more utilitarian things. Only if there was something you would like them.
Narrows their eyes a bit. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Weirdly, this is like the first time I think Alistair's done a persuasion check. He's really good at them. That is a 21.
Let me see. Well. Suppose this would be more of a field test and would give us good information, especially in a mission like this, of what might come from it if it's useful. And what the market might be. Because we do like to know how we can say these things. So we do need money to make things go around. And you will let us know if it explodes or malfunctions in any significant way, of course. And pulls out what appears to be a somewhat long golden. As it goes, and this is actually good. I think what you're actually before a wand of some type. It's a long golden wand that has several, basically, metal spokes coming out of it that are constantly turning on their own. On the end of the spokes are various colors of crystals. Goes. Now we do want detailed information, or we'll have to send the retrievers. No one likes to deal with the muscle, and if you make me, I'll be very upset. And this would be a wand of wonder.
PW peeks down into their bag where we have another wand of wonder. Looks at it, looks around, closes the bag. Well, we don't want the data to get stale, so chop chop, on we go.
PW's like, that's okay, it'll be fun. All right. So with this, he does give you the information as well as he goes, oh, here's, let's see here. For this, you have official, congratulations, official neophyte status. Around, which means that you can purchase certain things if you so desire. Most importantly, it allows you, it is strictly against the rules to use you for any experimentation without your permission now.
Because before it was totally fine.
Excellent. That is very good to know.
It goes, oh, indeed. All this data as we've been putting different energies upon all of you. And now, and he looks to go, because you'll see, it stopped as soon as you made the agreement.
Alistair feels a little thing in the back of his mind and all of a sudden he realizes something really wants to stick a tentacle out of his chest and smack this thing around, and you have to absolutely just pipe that down, right?
It's a good part of the information by Alistair is a bunch of unreadable things that give you a headache when you look at them too much.
Alistair reminds himself, yeah, the things inside me don't like sharing.
Goes, ooh, elder glyphs, very interesting.
So, Venna, do we have a potential route or two planned?
I believe they just left us with the one. I am wondering what awaits us.
Nayland actually wants to stick back and just have a private moment with the academic guy as everybody goes outside. But you guys can finish talking. I apologize for interrupting.
Oh no, I think that was Alistair was going to say. Very well, let's get on out.
Scuttle, scuttle, scuttle.
All right. So come just a moment, and suddenly his eyes flip, and the version of like 3D models of you appear.
God, that's terrifying.
Oh,
Okay.
well, hello there, dearie.
Oh shit! All right.
How can I help you now?
Listen.
You came over so nicely.
That data you just collected off of us. Well, you know when you said that there were, 2 inorganics and 2 organics as we came in.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Well, look at it now. My memory's not what it used to be. Yeah. Well, these old eyes aren't the best, but they do seem to confirm that. Oh, yours is interesting, though.
Nayland puts her head, like, touching this person's head as she's trying to look at the paper at the same time.
See how... Give me an Arcana check.
I mean, it could be worse. It was a 12.
You have no idea what these data means.
Yes, I totally see what you're saying, but in your words, what exactly are you seeing?
Well... You see a lot of the energy that's been going in and out of you, dear. I might say it maps you in a type of way, right? It makes a representation and shows us different ways that usually exposes the ways that some things might have gone left when they should have gone right, that type of thing, as well as the normal pathways that we're all made up of, but yours, well, I guess you might say it just looks like were all planned. Not random at all. And not even the normal way where like something might come at you and life makes things go certain directions. Is from what we can tell, it was all seemed to be made that way from the very start.
Right, totally. That's exactly what I was expecting you to say, because I also saw that on the paper.
Oh, well, you should be proud of yourself. One of your mental ability being able to understand that is quite something indeed.
Right. And now, just to, because we're shooting the shit, just you and me back and forth for fun, right? So, like,
Yeah.
what you just said there. Now, the implication of that would be, in your words...
Well, I guess I would say the type of thing that we're seeing here is something you'd expect to see in a being that you manufactured from the very start. right? Something that you were like, this is exactly what I want, and that's what exactly they came. Which organics never have. Organics never follow the rules, never end up precisely right. There's all rooms of contamination and emotions. Um, but not in this. This it just went. Even from what I'm seeing, even this uh, the way you have your accent there, the way we're talking right now, it's more of a, shall we say, was made instead of learned, like you knew. So I guess what I say is someone. It appears like someone designed you. I don't know if you're just a. I mean, infinite possibilities, infinite combinations. Maybe you're bound to show up, especially if there's just one of you. That would make sense. If there were more of you, that would be very strange indeed.
Right, totally. A good thing that's not true. Woo-wee! Well, this has been a very easy conversation, just flowing back and forth between equals here. Okay, I will get out of your hair. Thank you very much for the casual chit-chattery.
We're certainly equal in our personality. Good to see you.
Gosh, good to see you too. Ta-ta for now.
TTFN, that's right.
Dalen walks outside and immediately says, "We need to go save Booze now."
Alistair takes one look in Naelin's eyes and goes, "Oh, they did it to you too, didn't they?"
Amazing. Anything else you want to do here?
Again, it's just a quick, short hop to the demon webs and right on back. And then...
Stop suggesting it, because it's becoming more enticing every time you do. But leave now. And go save alcohol. We'll all feel better afterwards.
Yes, as we know, better choices are always made after alcohol.
You do have those fancy dancy pass things now. Is there any other shopping anybody wants to do for like potions or anything like that? Venna, you haven't bought anything, or I mean, not bought, but taken anything for a test drive or whatever.
I do not trust their experimentation.
That
Their
is very
process
wise of
seems
you.
inferior.
You know, I felt the same.
They seem to have concerns of the safety of the people performing experiments. That is not optimal. But I do wonder if they have potions around here.
Yes, you organics, as they say, apparently, are quite fragile.
Nayland punches PW.
Oh. Oh man, I almost pressed the demon webs button on the GameCube. But you know, actually, one more time on this shoulder if you can.
And I guess just for the sake of bringing it up, is there any reason we would want to check out their round house or whatever the heck it was called before we go off to the mountain?
Yes, did it look flammable?
Less than instructive things. All I can think of is if we wanted to. I mean, we already know more than they do about why the alcohol may not be as strong or as long lasting. But if we wanted to gain more insight into that, maybe, or if people just want to take a small break before we deal with fire giants and other surprises along the path that must be okay since it's the only one left. Because that is, of course, the most logical conclusion to come to.
Yeah, I mean, we've met these people. They are top quality people. Trust them with our lives, your lives, some of our lives.
I'm realizing that I knew several people like this in my former life. They're the ones whose grad students never quite made it through.
I do have a question. Is what's his name? Is the little Modron thing still with us?
Yeah,
Taking notes?
taking so much notes.
If we want to provide them with an accurate reading of this place, we might have to explore, but that can come before or after we go to the mountain.
Look, are we all just trying to put off the venturing up the mountain? Or
All right, I'm ready to go to the mountain. One of the other me's can have fun at the round room.
well, you and I might make it back to town. There may be enough death that it comes back around to us. You never know.
Okay, so as you do go, you would see there is a little bit of a booth outside of the round room that is the retail outlet for their alcohols. And they sell something called Orsted Iced Tea. What they market as a hangover remover called Rejuvenating Draft, as well as Bottled Celestial Sunrise. And a Shifter's Shine. And a Wispy Sour. Oh, and the last one, a Bloody Marilith.
I mean, since we're here, Nalen's gonna buy, let's see. Well, I'm definitely gonna buy some of the hangover remover stuff, because that shit sounds useful. It's just practicality, even though I know they hate that here for whatever reason.
Indeed. So the Rejuvenating Draft. They have various various strengths, ranging from the first one, that's going to be 250 gold, all the way up to one that is 125,000 gold.
Woo!
So it goes
Wait a
250, 2,500, 25,000, 250.
What is there like a person here at this booth?
Sure there is. I'm right here. Welcome
Hey,
to our drafts, and alcohol is ready for your ways to have fun, even when you're not going round and round or up or down. It is quite the place, especially when you're talking to some of the synthetics, right?
Right, totally. Hey, what's the deal with the price tag on this thing? It's like 100,000 smackaroos, and I mean, alcohol doesn't even do what it's supposed to do anymore.
All right, that's well. Well, again, this takes the edge off of your night of fun, right? That's the whole point of it. And so this one, we have found that through much experimentation, it doesn't just take the edge off of, shall we say, your indulgences. It also takes the edge off your age. That's why it's priced so high.
What a useless feature.
Well, to you, I'm sure. It's why we're an organic establishment, cater to their needs more. Nothing against anybody. Just like you said, what we do is not as useful as to some of you all.
No wonder
You
they're all
say
broke.
nothing against somebody, but it feels very personal. I'll be honest with you.
What? I'm just saying what it is. It's what it does. I didn't. It was brewed and existed before I knew how old you were. Even though you are, I must say, ancient and looking fine.
Have we seen old people walking around?
Not in particular. Not ones visibly. A lot of people, like they would wear their age. 'Cause remember, you're around close to 1,000.
Yes, correct.
So keep that in mind.
When I speak, dust comes out of my mouth.
You are very old. So an aged elf is old indeed.
All right, I'm gonna take some of that cheap stuff, the 250 gold one.
All right. Very good. And so this particular, what it does is 250 gold version. When you drink this, you get 1d3 plus 1 hit dice back.
Okay,
This gives you back your hit dice, this potion.
gotcha. Interesting.
So it goes 1d3 plus 1, 1d4 plus 3, 1d6 plus 4. Or then the 125,000 one is or 250,000 one is gold, is all of them plus get a little younger.
Well, pleasure doing business with you.
All right. Anything I can sell in a view that would cause you to have to use such a potion? Might have a fun night of partying. I like the iced tea myself, or the tea myself.
I'll take one of everything.
Woo-wee. Well, one of the tea here is going to be 25,000.
For one of all the lowest level?
Okay, so the lowest. So I was just giving you stuff on the one. So the lowest level of the tea is actually going to be 25 gold. Because it doesn't do much.
I would go. Let's see. So then, without the tea, how much would it be for one of the low levels?
Yeah, what I'll do, because I'm doing the standard prices at, I'm just having normal. I think I'll put the common version of the tea in the loot. Let me throw in the potion. There's a rejuvenating draft.
It's all right, Nayland. The reducing your age by 1d4 years probably isn't going to do much for you. You can become 996 years old.
But maybe it would take away this one wrinkle right here.
So we said the wispy sour. find the bloody Meredith.
You know, Nayland, the shifter's shine might be the key to all of your worries.
Boy, what does that one do?
But yes, but other than that, they don't have any regular drinks here or potions. This town is only the crazy crap.
Is that an answer to? Because I know Venna was looking for like health potions. Is that something we can find in this town at all, or no?
Here, you could probably find some regular healing potions, for the regular price. But like,
You sure they don't have terrible effects attached to them instead?
well, yeah. So ultimately, because like I did, right? They do in fact have random effects that might happen when you drink them.
Yeah, experimental healing potions was what I was expecting to purchase.
Yes, and there are 5 available.
I was correct not to trust their experimentation.
Remember, Venna, we do have to keep a nice balanced amount of chaos present, or, you know, the universe is at risk. Truly.
So for the regular healing potions, it is, if you use it, it is a roll on the wild magic table. Specifically my wild magic table, in which you'll have to do 2 rolls. One to determine if it's very bad, neutral, or very good, and the other to give the correct 1 out of 100 effect.
No, I want the potions now just to feed it to people.
Oh shit down.
So we're gonna say it. So how much is one of those regular healing potions with the bad, terrible side effects?
50 gold.
50 gold. And how much is the bloody Marleth?
Depends your rarity.
Okay.
So there's the common and the very rare. So
Okay.
the common, that is the 50 gold, and the very rare, that is the 25,000 gold.
Okay. Can't afford that one. So we're gonna say that it's little something in the back of his head that's still pissy about the whole situation. Alistair is gonna buy one of the Fun Times healing potions and a common bloody Merilith.
Okay. Yes, very bloody Meredith can turn a rogue into quite the machine if used correctly.
Yeah. Even the regular one, honestly,
Yeah, it gives a lot of fun stuff.
is pretty good. So
All right. So is that everything before you begin to move on?
I'm good, yes.
yep.
Gonna have to get myself out of Alistair's personality copy. I keep going back and do it when I'm talking. So in that case, you begin taking the path up the fiery mountain. Caldera, one could say, as we will end for tonight.
Fun.